Hello dear students, I am Richa Shakya, Assistant Professor from Noida Engineering Technology Pharmacies Institute, Greater Noida, presenting here the topic from the subject Human Anatomy and Physiology, which course is a BP 201T, and this is a lecture number 3. So, in the lecture number 3, we complete the nerve impulses, what is nerve impulses, what is receptor, what is synapse, and what is neurotransmitters. So, at the end of the lecture you are able to understand or you are able to learn that what is nerve impulses, what is receptors. Receptor means is the nervous system, nervous receptors, neuronal receptors, right. What is synapse and what are the types of the neurotransmitters and what is neurotransmitter. Now start. So, what is nerve impulse? Nerve impulse like a lightning strike. It is a impulses. Okay, it is impulses like a lightning strike is an electrical phenomena. A nerve impulses occurs because of a difference in the electrical charges along the plasma membrane of the neuron. So, nerve impulses, what is nerve impulses? These are the nerve impulses which are arise or which are create just because of the differences of electrical charges. So, when the neuron is not actively transmitted a nerve impulses, it is in the resting state ready to transmit a impulse. Means this is a resting stage. Resting stage, in the last lecture we learned about the resting potential. What is resting potential? Resting potential is a condition where there is no exchange of ions. There is no exchange of ions, there is no stimulus. So, at that time the nerve is in the resting state, and that is the polarized state. So, this is the nerve impulse. During the resting state, the sodium potassium pump maintain the difference in charge across the cell membrane of the neuron, right. Then the sodium pump is the sodium potassium pump is a mechanism of active transport that moves the sodium ions out and the potassium ions into the cells. Okay. So, this is a active transport. Active transport means there is a need of ATP. Okay. So, there is a need of ATP by which the sodium potassium pump will open, and after that the ions which are moved toward the extracellular fluid, that is the potassium ions, which is moved from ICF to the ECF. So, they come back with the help of this sodium potassium pump, and this sodium potassium pump is open with the help of active transportation system. Now, receptors. So, what is receptor? The basic questions arise from the what is receptors. So, receptors are the biological transducers which convert various forms of energy into potential in the nerve fibers. Or we can also define the receptors like receptors are the biological transducer that convert energy from both external or the internal environment into the electrical impulses. So, they may be masses, they will mass together to form a sense organ such as eye, ear, or some scattered part just like a skin or some viscera. So, basically the receptors of what is the receptor? Receptors are the biological transducers, okay, which are able to convert or to change the external energy or the internal energy into the electrical impulses. Now, what is the transducers? So receptors are functions like a transducers. What is transducer? Transducer is a device. Transducer is a device which convert one form of energy into the another. Okay, these are transducers. These are function of transducers which are able to convert the one form of energy to the another. Now, so receptors are often defined as the biological transducers which convert the various forms of energy, which is known as stimuli, in the environment in the form of the another form of energy, which is known as the action potential. Now, there are the different types of receptors. So, there are the sensory receptors. So, what is sensory receptors? Which stimulate or change in the environment active certain sensory neurons, right. So, they are maybe in the form of light, heat, pressure, mechanical energy or chemical energy, means stimulus of the environment, okay, which can maybe change with the help of sensory, which may be effect on the sensory neurons. These are light. Light means whenever there is a too much heat in outside the body, sorry, outside the environment. So, there is a light, heat. If the weather is too much changes, means there is a hot weather in the outside. So, body, the skin will burn. That is sunburn, just like a sunburn. So, this is the example. Pressure, mechanical energy or the chemical energy. Now, sensory receptors must convert stimulus to electrical signals which produces one or more nerve impulses if it is large enough. Nerve impulses must be conducted along the neural pathway from the sensory receptors to the brain. The region of the brain must receive and integrate the impulses into the sensation. So, whenever the sense will come with the help of the sensory organs, they goes to the brain, the brain will interpret. After that, the brain will conduct the body function. Now, the stimulus arriving the cell giving the sensory receptors may be in the form of mechanical force causing the depression of the skin, okay, which is a mechanoreceptors. Light, so whenever the light stimulate, it is the photoreceptors of the retina. Chemical, just like another type of chemical which will regulate the stimulation. So, just like a molecule of NaCl on the tongue which stimulate the chemoreceptors. Cold or warm temperature stimulate the thermoreceptors, and the sound energy stimulate the auditory receptors. So, these are the various types of receptors. These are the various types of sensory receptors. Now, classification of receptors. So, there is the receptors is basically classified into two types, exteroreceptors and the interoreceptors. So, exteroreceptors is divided into the cutaneous receptors, chemoreceptors and teloreceptors, right. So, the cutaneous means skin. This cutaneous means skin. So, whenever the impulses from the skin, just like touch, pressure, cold, warm or the pain. So, these are the sensations which comes from the cutaneous receptors and these chemoreceptors. So, chemoreceptors is like some chemicals or some kind of smell and taste. So, these chemoreceptors are divided into the taste and smell. So, taste, which sense the taste? These are the taste buds, and olfactory receptors will sense the smell. Now, teloreceptors. What is teloreceptors? Teloreceptors are other than the visual organs. ठीक है, विजुअल ऑर्गन्स के अलावा जो रिसेप्टर्स हैं, these are the teloreceptors, and this is the vision or hearing, right? Just like rods and cones in the retina, hair cells in the organ of Corti. So this is the classification of the receptors according to the extroreceptors. Now if we classify these receptor in the form of interoreceptors, so interoreceptors is again divided into the visceroreceptors and proprioceptors. So these visceroreceptors are stretch receptor, which is situated at the heart, because स्ट्रेचेबिलिटी बहुत चाहिए होती है. जहाँ पे स्ट्रेचेबिलिटी होगी मीन्स रेस्पिरेटरी में भी प्रेजेंट होंगे, बिकॉज लंग्स में whenever we inhale forcefully, then the lungs will expand. ठीक, so stretch receptors situated in the heart or lungs, baroreceptors situated in the blood vessels, chemoreceptors in the GI, osmoreceptors in the urinary tract or in the brain. Now then proprioceptors, so these receptors are present other than the visual organs. These are present other than the visual organs, just like muscle spindle fibers. So these are situated in the muscles. Golgi tendon organs, ligaments, patient corpus, fascia joints, free nerve ending in the joints, and hairs in the vestibular apparatus. So this is the classification of the receptors according to the interoreceptors. Now again, the classification of the receptors on the basis of depending on the source of stimulus, type of stimulus, and last one is the clinical and anatomical classification of receptors. Means what is the source of receptors? ठीक है, कहाँ, sorry, what is the source of stimulus? From where the stimulus will arise? And the second way is the type of stimulus, which kind of stimulus is arise, and last one is the clinical and anatomical classification of the receptors. So first is depending on the source of stimulus. What is source of stimulus? It is also known as the Shingerton classification. According to this, it is divided into three parts: extropart, entropart, and the teloreceptors. Now exteroreceptors. What is exteroreceptors? Exteroreceptors which receive the stimulus from immediate surrounding outside of the body, just like cutaneous receptors, just like pain, touch, and temperature. Enteroreceptors, these are receptors which receive stimulus from within the body, that is the chemoreceptors, baroreceptor, proprioceptor, osmoreceptor, and last one is the glucoreceptors. So these are the enteroreceptors, and last one is the teloreceptors. So these teloreceptors that receive the signals or that receive the stimuli from the distance, just like visual receptors, cochlear receptor, or olfactory receptors. Now depending on the stimulus, depending on the types of stimulus, which type of stimulus will arise. So this is a mechanoreceptors in the skin, thermoreceptor, warm or cold, nociceptor, pain inducing, electromagnetic receptors for vision, and chemoreceptor is for taste, smell, and atrial oxygen. Now we discuss the types of receptor one by one. So mechanoreceptors is present on the cutaneous region, which is tactile sensibility, which is able for the receptor cutaneous for the deep tissue sensitivity, muscles and joint receptors, and hair follicles, that's a hair cells, which are hair cell organ on the corti, that is a cochlear or the auditory receptors. Now baroreceptors is a corticoid steroids archaic or detecting the atrial blood pressure. Now thermoreceptors, it is for the cold and the warm receptors. Photoreceptors for the light stimuli. Chemoreceptors is for the chemical, ठीक है, is for the chemical just like taste, smell, these are the chemoreceptors. Now last one is the nociceptors. Nociceptor, these receptors which responses to producing a pain, ठीक है, pain just because of mechanical, chemical or any thermal injuries of the body or the tissue organs, right. This is a nociceptors. Now classification of these receptors on the basis of their clinical or anatomical conditions. So superficial receptors, those present in the skin or the mucous membrane which is on the surface. So this is a superficial. Now deep receptors, so these receptors present in the muscles, tendons, joints or subcutaneous tissues. And the last one is the visceral receptors which is present in the visceral organs. So these are the types of the receptors. Now the next is the synapse. So after the receptors there is a next there is a chemical synapse. What is synapse? So at the chemical what is chemical synapse? At a chemical synapse, both the presynaptic and the postsynaptic area of the cell full of molecular machinery that involve in the transmission of the nerve impulses. So these presynaptic area contain many tiny spherical vesicles which is known as the synaptic vesicles, which are the packed, which is filled with the neurotransmitters. These small vesicles are filled with the neurotransmitters. Whenever the impulses will arise, they reaches to the presynaptic, then they burst out these vesicles and the neurotransmitters will come out from these vesicles and they transfer from pre to the postsynaptic cleft. So when the action potential reaches on the axon terminal, presynaptic cells, it open channels allow to calcium enter the terminal. The calcium cause synaptic vesicles to fuse with the membrane, releasing their content into the narrow space between the presynaptic and the postsynaptic membrane. This area is known as the synaptic cleft. So this is pre, this is post, so this is pre, this is post, and when this is the vesicles, these vesicles are filled with the neurotransmitters. Whenever the impulses will arise, these vesicles will burst and there is a calcium channels which will open and they will try to fuse these two clefts with the help of the synaptic cleft. The neurotransmitter molecules travel across the synaptic cleft and to bind with the receptor, which are protein that are embedded in the membrane of the postsynaptic cell. So they are the receptors, they bind to their particular binding sites to their postsynaptic cells. Now there is a steps for the neuronal transmission, how the neurons will transmit from the pre to the postsynaptic cleft. So here the action potential will arise, right. So action potential reaches to the presynaptic terminals. After that there is a depolarized stage. So depolarization of the presynaptic terminals open the channels for and allow the calcium ions into the cell. Now this calcium triggers to release the neurotransmitter from the vessels. Then the neurotransmitters bind to the receptors on the site of the postsynaptic membrane. And then fifth one is the opening and closing channels cause the change of postsynaptic membrane potential. Whenever the membrane will open, they change the membrane potential of that particular membrane. Now the action potential propagate through the next cell, and after that the neuron transmitters is inactivated and they again transported back into the presynaptic cleft. So this is how the neuron is transmitted from their vesicles. So this is the overview that how the action potential will arises. So action potential goes to the synaptic nerve, calcium channel is open, neurotransmitters burst out and they fuse to their membrane, release the neurotransmitter into the synaptic cleft, binding to the neurotransmitter to the proteins, and after that they trigger to the new action potential. Now there are types of the neuron transmitter, there are various types of neuron transmitter: excitatory neurotransmitter, inhibitory neurotransmitter and modulatory neurotransmitter. Excitatory neurotransmitter means the neurons which are able to increase the changes of the neuron firing action potential. Just like epinephrine, non-epinephrine are the two excitatory neurotransmitters. Now inhibitory, which are able to inhibit, which are able to compress, okay, which are able to inhibit the action potential. Examples are serotonin, GABA, okay, that is a gamma aminobutyric acid, that is a GABA, and last one is a modulatory neurotransmitters. These can be affected a large neurotransmitters at the same time. These can be influence effect of the chemical messages. So these are the different types of neurotransmitters. So basically, types of the neurotransmitters, these are the amino acids. Examples are GABA or glutamate, peptides, oxytocin or endorphins. Monoamines are epinephrine, non-epinephrine, histamines, purines, adenosine triphosphates. Gastrotransmitters, that's just like a nitric oxide or carbon monoxide. Acetylcholine is the acetylcholine. Now there is the first neurotransmitter to discovered was the small molecule, that is acetylcholine. It is plays a major role in the peripheral nervous system, which is released by the motor neuron and of the autonomic nervous system. It also plays a important role in the CNS for maintaining the cognitive functions. Now glutamate is a primary excitatory transmitters for the central nervous system, and it is a inhibitory. Okay? So it is a inhibitory neurotransmitters which inhibit the action, which inhibit the functions of the neurotransmitters. Now these are the main functions of the neurotransmitters. Just acetylcholine involved in the muscle action or memory functions, potential effective on the increase the arousal or enhance the cognitive functions. Now beta endorphins, pain or pleasure, so it is a decrease anxiety, decrease tension. Dopamine, mood swing or sleep or learning, increase pleasure, suppression of appetite. GABA, brain function or sleep, it again decrease the anxiety, decrease the tension. Glutamate, memory or memory enhancer or the learner process, it improve the learning power or enhance the memory. Non-epinephrine is present in the heart, intestine or alertness, whenever the alertness, so it increase the arousal and suppression of appetite. Then last one is serotonin, mood, sleep, or it modulate the mood or suppression of the appetite. So these are the basic or the major neurotransmitters with their function. So whenever there is a loss of neurotransmitters, there is a lack of neurotransmitters, so body will perform the adverse reactions. Whenever the neurotransmitter is not released or it excessively released, so the body will ripple, the body will shows the adverse reactions, adverse actions of that particular neurotransmitters. Neurotransmitters are the chemical messengers. So each and every neurotransmitters have their specific functions. So these are the main functions. So these are the main neurotransmitters, just like amino acids. So amino acids is GABA, and just learn all these kinds of neurotransmitters. So with the end of this lecture, thank you.